Joining us on the program now, Dr. Rahul Pandit, who's member of Maharashtra's COVID task force. Remember, Maharashtra has been constantly talking about the lack of vaccine doses and why it's not able to ramp up its vaccination efforts further. Dr. Yatin Mehta, chairman of the Medanta Institute of Critical Care, is with us, as is Jyoti Mayal, president of the Travel and Tourism Association, because, we've had the government sending a very strong message out to tourists today. But Dr. Yatin Mehta, let me begin with you. A very sobering message from that health ministry briefing today. Yes, relaxations have happened, restrictions have come down. That doesn't mean the pandemic is over. This is perhaps not the time to be thronging small hill stations. Social distancing and COVID appropriate behavior still has to be followed. Do you believe we are now perhaps not very many days away from a possible third wave or another part of a second wave, but rising cases at any rate?
See, Ankita, if this sort of stupidity we continue to do, then I'm sure that we were going to go hit by a third wave very soon. I mean, this is absolute stupidity that people are not vaccinated in adequate numbers, and we are maintaining no social distancing. And even those guys who were being interviewed, they were not wearing masks on the public places. I mean, you go to Delhi or you go to Gurgaon, any mall, and people are just roaming around as if COVID has gone. I mean, there is no, see, at the moment, the second vaccine is very far cry, distant cry, okay, by the time significant number of population is vaccinated. And herd immunity is also a distant cry. So I think till these things are sorted out and till we know how much the vaccine is going to be effective, is it effective against the new variants, how long the efficacy is going to last, till we sort these things out, there is nothing else but the COVID appropriate behavior, which we all must exercise. Otherwise, we will not be able to handle it, no matter how many oxygen plants you put up. We will never be able to handle it.
But Dr. Mehta, a quick follow-up. Do you believe that some restrictions perhaps then need to come back? Because if citizens are not going to follow COVID appropriate behavior, if it's left up to them, then what do we do to prevent a possible third wave?
See, Ankita, all the laws and all the rules are there already. We just need to implement it and be strict about it. You see, everybody wears a mask in the car in Delhi. Why? Because you have to pay a hefty fine. The cops are catching only the guys in the cars.
Right.
The same thing can be implemented on the streets also. I mean, we must be tough about it. Put a few guys behind bars and people will be sorted out. I think without a danda, this country cannot run.
Dr. Rahul Pandit, we also heard at that health ministry briefing that Maharashtra and Kerala are still adding the maximum number of cases. But at this point, there are several issues that you, as part of the Maharashtra COVID task force and others and your colleagues have raised about the rate of vaccinations and why that's falling short at this point. What, in your opinion, are, the key necessities right now?
Look, good afternoon, and thank you for having me on the show, Ankita. I think the most important thing right now is to actually have a realization that mask is your best vaccine which is available to you. There is no doubt about that. The second is the actual vaccine, the jab which you need to take. Unfortunately, the rate at which we are getting a supply of vaccine has not been consistent. So we have a few good days and then we have few days where it is completely out of stock. For example, yesterday and today in Mumbai, there has hardly been any vaccination. And that is where the problem is. Even if you have to sort of try and achieve a target by December, and I saw that the projection which you made that we are almost 7 months short of our target, we may be actually pushing it even further than that if this is the rate at which we are going to vaccinate. So I think vaccine availability, lack of COVID appropriate behavior, and in the COVID appropriate behavior, the adherence to the mask is the most important one. And there has to be some common sense where people actually avoid going to crowded places. I cannot overemphasize that, and Dr. Mehta sort of said the same thing as well, that you have to avoid going to crowded places, and this term of revenge tourism needs to be sort of shut down right now itself. We need to bring down the appropriateness of COVID appropriate behavior in the tourism. And if that can be done, then yes, tourism can go hand in hand with all of this. But if not, I think the danda needs to come back. We need to basically have some sort of a fine for these people, put them behind bars, make them realize that this is not a joke. This is not stupidity that we can actually take anymore.
Strong words there indeed. Jyoti Mayal, a quick response from you, because it's really now perhaps, this sort of dilemma between life on one hand and livelihood on the other. Yes, the tourism industry has been very badly affected. Yes, operators, hoteliers are all very relieved to see tourists coming back. But at the end of the day, if it means that cases rise again and everything is forced to shut down again, then it's going to rebound right back on them. So are any discussions happening perhaps at a federation level that will sort of see some rules, some kind of COVID appropriate behavior now coming in?
Yes. Thank you so much for getting me here and sharing my viewpoint. Actually, just before I joined here, I was with Niti Aayog and we were having a discussion on the same, how to look into revival of tourism coming in place. Yesterday, we had a wonderful meeting with the minister, the newly appointed Minister of Tourism. So we have been discussing this, and it is very challenging. And it's very sad that we see everyone deviating from the safe protocols. How can people just have such short memories? I really fail to understand at times, But I think our people somehow have very blind faith. And they have their very blind beliefs that some of them just believe that they should not be vaccinated. Some of them believe that they will never get this disease. I don't know why, but that is the way we are structured as a country. So I think we need to realize, and a commitment to the community needs to stand much more than business right now, because one person's gain will be everyone's loss. So I think we need to see and not put all the, the golden eggs in one basket and, just hash them all, because it's going to just finish tourism as such. I keep hearing on the TV channels, all of you saying revenge tourism. And I think revenge tourism is converting mass tourism.
Unfortunately, Ms. Mayal, that is not our term. It's something that the ICMR has coined, and it's been picked up by the government as well. And unfortunately, it describes rather well this situation. Yes, you've been cooped up at home all these months, and suddenly, there are some relaxations, and the first thing you do is go out, but also at the same time not pay attention to COVID-appropriate behavior.
Absolutely. So that's what I said, the revenge tourism is now becoming mass tourism. And revenge is a very negative word which will give negativity. And I think it's time for people to put the thing in the right perspective and just move away from there. States should monitor, like we have just heard that it's going to happen. How many people are going to be visiting? It should be spread. The tourism should be spread all India and not focusing on a few states. I understand it's mostly to the hill stations. Because it's very hot everywhere in the country.
That's a factor of the season and the fact that the temperatures are soaring and so on. So the focus, unfortunately, is on hill stations. But having said that, I want to take this back to Dr. Rahul Pandit. We've also sort of heard from the Health Ministry briefing today that there's a very direct correlation between sort of large crowds and cases going up. Once again, the most recent example that was offered was of the Euro football matches taking place and the subsequent rise in cases in the United Kingdom. So, where do you see this really leaving India at this point, which has so many more crowds to begin with, such a high population? The fact that, it doesn't necessarily need a sporting event or another super spreader event, just going to markets or being in any other crowded place could be equally responsible for a fresh spike in cases.
Absolutely. I think, you sort of nailed it by saying that you don't really need a super spreader event in India. The crowd is just so much. We have a big population to cater to, and everybody has a right to go and buy their groceries and get their deliveries done and so on and so forth. And that's where I keep on saying that the mask is the best vaccine. At least wear a mask, wear it properly, cover your nose and up to the chin. And if you're able to do that, I think a lot of transmission can be just stopped by doing that. And then keep up with your hand sanitization and avoid going to crowded places as much as you can. So I think third comes the social distancing. But masking is not happening, unfortunately. People tend to quickly remove their mask. The nose is hardly covered. Many times it's sitting on the chin. And I completely agree with Jyoti ji that why are people having such short memory? I mean, it's amazing to understand and comprehend that why such a short memory that we were talking about masking for 18 months now. and it just needs to be now as a part of your, skin memory or muscle memory, that it is just there, just like you're wearing glasses and it is just there and you don't realize really.
Right. Dr. Mehta, quick last question to you. Where does this loss of memory or short-term memory loss, if we can call it that, come from, given how acute, for instance, the COVID wave has been right here in Delhi and the national capital region? When you see the laxity sometimes that people are showing now, when less than 2 months ago there was absolute chaos and a complete breakdown of the health system, what's it going to take? If that wasn't enough to instill some responsibility, then what do we do going ahead?
I think, Ankita, for the last 1.5 years, you guys have been doing a wonderful job. The communication with the public, and so you cannot say it is because of lack of information or education of the public. They all are aware what are the dangers of not maintaining social distancing or masking. I think it is just tough implementation which has to be done. You cannot now continue with lockdown forever because, as rightly said, the people in tourism industry and travel industry will virtually die of starvation. So, I mean, we have to open up, but we have to be very tough about the regulations. I went for dinner yesterday and we were sitting on alternate tables, 2 people each. It was okay. It was safe. So people have to go out because they are locked in, cooped in for 1.5 years. But we have to be tough about the implementation of the strict rules.
All right. We leave it at that. Dr. Rahul Pandit, Dr. Yatin Mehta and Jyoti Mayal, thank you very much.